AI is a cancer that needs strapped to a rocket and launched into the fucking sun. I'm going to show you this video that I reacted to on Instagram the other day.
6 YouTube videos to learn everything about AI. Top 4 AI tools for coaches in 2025. This AI system runs my coaching business on autopilot. 5 automations every coaching business needs in 2025. AI for coaches, how to automate your coaching business in minutes. 3 boring AI automations you can sell to coaches for 1.5k. 5 AI systems to run your online coaching business. If you want to build your fitness business on your terms, comment book and I'll teach you how to install AI into your business.
And as I said in the video, that is just so fundamentally fucked, because if there was ever a profession that should not require the use of AI, it is coaching. And I just want to go into a little bit more detail about the rampant use of AI within the fitness industry and a few other dark whispers of things that I've been hearing about.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers.
So for context, the guy who's made the video, by all accounts, is a dirty, grifting, money-grabbing bastard, allegedly, because anybody who's ever had any dealings with him has never got a good word to say about him. And despite that reputation, I think still half of the coaches in Scotland pays him for business advice, because he is one of these online coaching, fitness, business mentors that teaches coaches how to make money by any means necessary. And now the new thing that he's doing is how to use AI to automate and run your coaching. And as I said, there is just absolute fuck all place for AI in coaching. Now, I do get that there's a lot of coaches that are, for lack of a better word, numbers coaches. Don't know why I did that.
When people do this, I don't really know what that means.
But essentially all they're interested in is the numbers, the scale, the calories, the weights in the gym, and it doesn't really go any deeper beyond that. Like to them, when they come to their check-ins, they literally just look at like day 3 things and be like, oh yeah, cool, everything's going in the right direction, or oh no it's not, let's just take away a few hundred calories, or take away weight in the gym, or add weight, or whatever. And to me, that ain't coaching. Like, anybody could do that. And if you are a coach who's like that, then ChatGPT would probably be pretty applicable for you, because you could just get some sort of software thing to just go and run through the client's numbers and then just spit out new numbers for the coming week, and yeah, you just don't need to do anything.
Quick maths.
But that is not what coaching's about, and coaching is about actually forming that connection with someone, because for all that the numbers do tell you, there's a lot of intangibles and things that the numbers don't tell you, and you're only ever actually going to get that from actually communicating and having conversations with people. Like, you can't just look at numbers on a spreadsheet and deduce what's going on with that client, and you're not going to be able to tell what's been going on at their work, what's been going on in their personal life, if they're injured, if they've not been feeling well, if they've got stuff on their mind, if there's something that, you know, is just not clicking and they need extra help with, if they can't understand something. And that only ever comes from communication. And what AI is going to do is it's just going to like basically cut out that middle communication part, and it's just going to just, I don't even know. I mean, I've never watched any of these videos quite clearly, and I've certainly not fucking paying him for any business advice. But I can only deduce that when coaches are going to start to use, or are starting to use AI in their coaching, it's just going to basically run the numbers and just spit out, oh, this is what you should do this week. It's just going to like come to a random conclusion about what's actually going on with the person, or maybe if the person does put some text in, it'll just spit out a generic answer or suggestions of things to do. Like, you could just go and chat GPT now and be like, oh, I'm having a stressful workout this week, like, what should I do?
Get the fuck out of here.
And all the intangibles that somebody goes through and the emotions and feelings is why I say, like, you can have the best laid plans laid out, you can formulate this amazing 8-week block, and your lifts are going to just progress like nicely, and your food's going to be here, and it's all going to be great. But that's just assuming that everything's going to go to plan. And at the end of the day, we are not machines, AI's machines, we're not, and that's why there's going to be stuff that comes up that will affect your training that you can't account for. It'll be stuff like your mood, stuff that goes wrong outside of the gym, and stuff that you've got to deal with. You just can't predict these things, and that's why I'm on hand for personal check-ins every week, so we can assess things on a week-to-week basis, rather than putting a plan in place and then just assuming for the next however many weeks it's all just like going to go swimmingly. And you know what, sometimes people just want somebody to fucking speak to and lean on with their fucking problems, and again, there's probably not a lot of areas that most people have got in their lives, maybe other than a partner or a parent. And even then, I know sometimes and some things can be difficult going to them with. So you know what? See, if you've just got a fucking coach there that you've actually got a relationship with, then you know what? That's just somebody there that can just help you anchor the ship and just, you know, give you second opinions, be a voice of reason, and just somebody you can get your things off your chest to. And I'm not even going to get into some of the stuff that I could just go on in like the last week alone of conversations I've had with clients and things that I've helped them with in a way that has got fuck all to do with training. You're fucking, what, just going to replace that with fucking AI because it can fucking program that, oh, you did 60 kilos this week, so I've got 65 kilo next week, or, oh, your weight hasn't like fucking dropped, so just take away 150 calories. And you know what, see, for the coaches using AI, it'll definitely make their life easier, 100%. Like, they can definitely do less hours and still service their clients, but is it going to get their clients better results? Is it fuck? Is it going to leave to their clients like leaving early? Which I would kind of be like, well, that's kind of good and that's getting up the coaches who's using it, but I can probably bet my life that any coach who's going to try and use AI for their coaching will have their client tied into a long-term contract. So again, they're still going to just bum them for as much money as possible up till that point.
It's a bit of a weird analogy.
Describing it as poor would be like an understatement. And the other things that I'm hearing rumblings of as well, and I can't say that I've ever actually had this confirmed to me in person, but I've seen it enough that I'm willing to bet that it's definitely happening, is that there is like AI softwares out there, or integrations or whatever, that is actually responses to client messages. And that's why if you see a coach or you work with a coach who only ever deals in like word communication, messages, email, stuff like that.
Uh-oh, retard alert!
You should be really fucking worried that he's using AI, and especially if you're like thinking it sounds a bit AI-ish. It probably is, because obviously, right now anyway, AI can't obviously replicate videos and voices to the point where it's like that realistic you couldn't tell. Well, having said that, my mind goes back to that person or company or whatever it was that made the advert that was like Joe Rogan supposedly talking about it on the podcast, and it wasn't him, but you could just not tell. Well, coaches have the capability to do that. I'm not too sure. I suppose it's possible.
It's entirely possible.
But going back to like word communication, like there's coaches there that have got like software that basically gets AI to reply to their client messages, and like you think you're going back and forward with a coach, and it's not actually a coach, it's a computer. So how the fuck did we even get here? But yeah, just for like anything written down, like you just need to be so wary, because I'm fucking doubting everything now I see that's written, because you just don't know, and it could be AI, and that's obviously going to be the hardest way to tell. Let's just forget about the client delivery for a second, because you're already seeing it right in front of your eyes with content. And when ChatGPT first became a thing and I didn't really know what it was, I fucked about with it and just kind of like seen what it was. And for like captions and stuff like that, I was like, oh, could this maybe help me write better captions or whatever? There is such obvious telltale signs that I think most people are now starting to click onto, or I say most people I speak to are starting to click onto it. Like, it's just so blatantly obvious when ChatGPT has just like spat out a caption and somebody's just straight copy and pasted it and putting it in their captions. And it's like, how do you not know enough about your own specialist subject, allegedly specialist subject, that you can actually come up with a caption on your own and actually just put the time and effort into doing it yourself? And obviously when you see it in caption form, it's really obvious to tell with the big long dashes and the sentence structure and the certain wording and the emojis at the start of the sentences. But you can also tell as well when somebody's like reciting a ChatGPT script and they're speaking, and there's definitely telltale signs with that again, if you've never fucked about with it, you'll probably not be able to pick up on it, but to me it's certainly obvious. And I can't speak for everyone, but when you do something to compromise your integrity once for me, that's me now questioning everything else that you do. So if I see you using ChatGPT for your content, for me, that's just like, big red flag, and you're now on the Epstein's watch list. And it's probably just a human thing at this point, where it's just a laziness and over-reliance on technology for just everything. And again, this is meant to be your thing, your passion, your job. How have you not got enough fucking brain power and effort just to actually be a little bit creative and put thought into something that's ultimately going to help people? Like, again, it's just absolute shite. And obviously it's not on the same level of using actual AI for your coaching, but it's not that fucking far off. And the thing that continues to blow my mind is just that how lazy coaches actually are. And I'm going to be pretty honest with you here. I'm somebody who does a lot. I do video check-ins to and from my clients every single week, and they tend to be like decently long. In terms of my marketing, social media stuff, I pretty much max that out at 2 posts every single day, at least 1 YouTube video a week with the occasional 2, and 2 emails every single week. And I do all my own admin and anything else behind the scenes that you think. Like, I'm literally a one-man band. I really, on most weeks, do not find myself being that run off my feet that it warrants me needing like AI to fucking do stuff for me, let alone actual coaching. And forgetting the fact that coaches are just kidding themselves on with how busy they are, because people who would do like half the workload that I do will still claim that they're like really fucking busy, which is just laughable.
Oh yes, that's shite.
Let's just even say that you are. Like, you've got one fundamental job, and it's delivering the coaching. Like, if you don't do that, everything else falls apart. And that is actually what the business is. It's not really the content. Obviously, that's marketing and advertising side of it. Obviously, it's your admin and organisation and whatnot, but it's actually doing the coaching. And it's like, people now just don't want to be coaches, and they're just looking for any way to like post a few videos on Instagram and get people paying tons of money. I can't put into words how mental it is that you're advertising yourself as a coach and it's the thing that you do not want to do, and that's why you're bringing AI in. And as a result, as I said, the AI is just going to be absolute pish. Nobody's going to get anywhere. And again, it's about having that human connection. And I could go back to that guy at the start and call him the culprit because he's the one that's enabling the coaches to do it, but at the end of the day, I think that's bullshit. I think that guys like him and these videos exist because coaches are desperate for this type of thing, and they're desperate to find ways to do less and less work. It's supply and demand. These people are only able to exist and make money off teaching coaches these things because coaches are lining up in droves to pay it. And it's a bit like the Ashton Hall thing when his business took off and he had people paying thousands and thousands of pounds and people were calling him a scammer and all this, and I'm like, well, you fucking deserve to be scammed because you've bought into bullshit. You were trying to do the wrong thing initially, and yes, you maybe got rammed yourself, but it doesn't change the fact of what your intent was. It's just bullshit.
I can definitely smell shite.
And it's ruining an industry that's already fucked even worse. Anyway, I think I've said my piece, and again, I will continue to hang my hat on the fact that coaching, it's not just about numbers and spreadsheets, it's about actually communicating. And that's why I say to anybody, whoever signs up with me, you need to understand that this ain't just plans and piss off. This is just having me there to help guide you and support you in whatever way is necessary. I think it goes without saying that when you've got AI in the picture, then that's just now not what coaching is, and it is just all just numbers and bullshit. And anyway, I can't be arsed going on about it anymore. I'll leave it there. I'll catch you soon.